Alrighty. I should be alive. Howdy talks. Yeah, I live barely. I wanted to at least stream today cuz I wanted to do so much, and then last week I've just been feeling really yuck. Like really sick. I almost labeled this stream like proof of life, but I thought that might be a bit like But yeah, I've just been on my couch dying for the past like 2 weeks. It's winter? No, it's not. It's summer. That's what sucks. Is it's like, it's not even a winter cold. The only thing that makes sense is, number one, either I am literally every day getting a new cold kind of vibe, because yesterday I was going to stream and I was like, you know what, I feel really yucky. I'll probably feel better tomorrow. I'll just give it one more day and then I'll come back. And then I was like, okay, I woke up today and I'm once again with the like, either I'm getting another like big flu for like the 3rd week in a row, or permanent vocal damage. Like, because I woke up today and I haven't really been talking because I haven't been streaming, and Jesse's been at work, and I haven't even really been playing games all too frequently either. I've just been sitting on the couch, and in between the games that I do play, I just watch him play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I've just been watching movies on the couch. Yeah, it's upside down as hell. I wish it was winter. That might make it a little nicer. But it's like, I woke up today with a bit of a temperature and like flu-like symptoms, like fucking everything hurts. And it's like, I'm not skipping another whole week of streaming, dude. I'm sick of the shit. I wanna do stuff. I wanted to do Christmas karaoke. I wanted to do VR chat Christmas karaoke. And I wanted to do, like, I don't know, I wanted to play games. And I wanted to play, there's that one game I've been meaning to play basically every year, but I never get around to it. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but I know the premise. It's like a game where it's like Furbies are evil. And you have to go around and you have to like look after the Furby for the mummy Furby or something, or the mummy Furby's gonna kick your ass or some shit. That's all I remember it. Flu 2.0 Electric Boogaloo. So here's what the thing is. I'm sitting there like either every week I'm getting a new flu, or we were Googling it, and so I don't know how bad mold is. Like, I know there's the mold that's like really bad and it'll fuck you up. But it's not that mold. So if it's not that mold, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But basically, the air conditioner a little bit ago started like freezing over and like spitting water. And then we noticed after it spat water, it started spitting, and I'm not exaggerating, little flakes of mold. So all over my desk is flakes of mold. And I sit directly below the air conditioner. So I'm essentially, if like it's just spitting flakes of mold at me every time I sit at my computer. And I wondered whether that's why every now and then I just feel sick. It's like, I feel sick, so I get off my computer, away from the air conditioner, and I go sit on the couch for a bit, right? And then I start feeling better. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll come sit at my computer. So then I sit at my computer, and then I get sick again, and so I go back to, and then that's why it feels like it's been like, I get better for like 2 days, and then I'm back at my computer, and I feel like shit. Either that, or I really am just that unlucky with colds. Like, I don't know. Today can't be a long stream because my throat feels like I've inhaled with razor blades. I don't know what the hell I've done, but it's like, if it's permanent vocal damage, I haven't even been speaking the past couple of days. I don't think I even said that many words yesterday, but I feel like I've inhaled razor blades. This shit's unfair. But yeah, it's basically the like, I don't know how bad mold is, but yeah, it's basically that theory of like, there's a high chance that like I'm basically inhaling it and maybe eating it, because sometimes I eat at my desk. If it falls in a can of drink, then I'm drinking it, and I don't know how bad it is. Like, you Google it, and some things are like, yeah, you can basically live in it with no problem, and others are like, yeah, if you handle it, you'll get, like, flu-like symptoms. And it's like, huh, well, who do I believe? Like, which side? But also, welcome in, C! Welcome in, Ash! I am alive! Welcome in, David! I'm alive! At least for a little bit. Just pray it's not black mold. I don't fucking know. It's just flakes of mold all over my desk all the fucking time. That's making it, like, really gross. And I know it's still actively doing it because I wiped it off, right? And then I look and it's on my keyboard again. So, because it is actively landing where I'm sitting, kind of. I say actively, but it's like, you know, it is landing around where I sit. Which means, I don't know how bad it is to inhale. Some things say it's fine, like you can just bathe in it, and other things are like, oh yeah, no, when I handle mold, I start getting, like, irritated. I don't know. So we're gonna try and clean the air conditioner ourselves, because we've been trying to get it clean since, like, the year after it was put in, because it was kind of put in. And then we were like, hey, so when are you guys gonna maintenance it? And they were like, what do you mean? Let us know when it breaks. And it's like, aren't you guys meant to, like, clean that shit or something? Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I thought. But apparently not, or something. I don't know. But we contacted them about it freezing over and spitting ice at me. And they were like, yeah, well, we'll get somebody to look at it in January-ish. And it's like, And then the annoying thing is that because it's real estate, they're very literal. So just it's highly unlikely they're going to get someone to clean it at the same time. They're probably just going to turn around and be like, oh, well, we looked in there and this is why it's spitting ice and we fixed that. It's still moldy as hell, though. So I hope they don't do that. And then there was also, Jesse was remembering there was the incident where we just had water leak into our floor from God knows where. I actually don't know. Like, there was just one day where the downstairs apartment had water pouring in from their ceiling and we had a wet spot on our carpet. And we thought it was our dishwasher, but the person came by and they were like, nah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here there's nothing you guys did to make water leak. Same with the bathroom. We were told to try not to use the bathroom too much, but because, like, the stairs was, like, leaking, and we never got any note back on that, by the way. Like, at all. They kind of just came, looked at it, were like, yeah, well, cool. And it's like, see, this thing is, we would clean it, except that technically we're not allowed to. We are hypothetically going to clean it anyway, because to see whether is that mold? Oh, it is mold. Ha! I looked down at my drink can and there's a big flick of mold. Well, that's the bit that I can see. I've wiped that off. It's fine. No, it was under the carpet. So, like, so it is the thing of, like, we don't even know what happened with that. So it's that whole thing of, like, is there mold under the carpet? We wouldn't know. And we can't check because we're renting. And we can't complain because we're renting. And you can complain all you want, but they're not going to do anything. Since day one we moved in, like, years and years ago, it was like, hey, can we put fly screens in? And they're like, oh, we'll do that. Because it's real estate. They have to do everything. If it can even be perceived that anything you do could potentially damage anything, you're not allowed to do it. So it's like, well, that was years ago. So that's what I mean. It's just like, it's probably irrelevant, but it's just that thought of, like, apparently there's been leaks in the floor, but we never got updated on it. It was just kind of like, well, we don't know why there was a giant wet puddle on the floor. And all it was with us on our side is we had someone come in and say, like, nope, not you. And we had to turn our water off for the day. But then after that, it was fine. And so they never made sure that they never pulled the carpet up where it was wet, by the way. I just want to say that where the water, like the wet spot on the carpet, they never actually pulled the carpet up to look. They were just like, well, I can tell from here that it's probably not you, so don't worry about it. And it's like, well, okay. Guess that's how that works. We'll communicate. I'm gonna turn into, what's that game that works with like mold and mushrooms and parasites? What is it? Oh, Last of Us. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn to Last of Us, or like I think Resident Evil has the same thing, moldy stuff. I'm gonna turn into a mold zombie. I'm gonna be a mold zombie. Yeah, our carpet, if it's so hot that we open the windows, our carpet starts sweating flies because, like, literally, our carpet is just the perfect texture that we open it and flies go, I'm going to lay maggots in here. And it's like, it doesn't matter what we do. Basically, they're just like in the line around where the kitchen is. They're like, oh, well, this is the kitchen, so there's food there, and we'll lay our eggs right here. So we end up with maggots in our carpet if we open the windows. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I won't do that then. Guess I won't. Dude, it's so funny. Like, I'm not gonna complain too much, because in general, like, it could be worse. You know? Like, I've heard many horror stories. This is, like, the worst that it's been. It's like, oh no, our air conditioner, like, shoots a little bit of mold and water at us, but I mean, I could just turn it off, except that it's like kind of a heat wave at the moment, and if I open the windows, there's nothing to stop bugs from coming in. What did we use when we cleaned it up? When we cleaned what up? What are we cleaning up? Because if it's for flies, we just vacuumed them up. But if it's the water in the carpet, we just contacted real estate and put towels, and that's it. Because that was the best we could do at the time. And if it's the mold, well, we haven't touched that yet. And theoretically, we won't, because you're not allowed to touch it unless you're actually... It's just so funny. It's so... Look, it's one of those things, though, again, of... If it could be worse. I know cases of people paying more and being worse off. We're lucky enough that, like, it's one of those things of catch your blessings. Yeah, there's mold and no fly screens, but we have hot water. So, and eventually they did replace the broken dishwasher and the broken air conditioner and the broken dryer. Because when we moved in, basically all of those things broke. Like, but then eventually they replaced them. So we got that going for us. It took like a year, I think, to get most of, like, get the air conditioner replaced after it broke. And it took, I think, a similar amount of time for the dryer. But that dryer was actually relatively fast, because we were like, hey, it's so funny, because we were like in the dryer scenario, right? We're like, hey, we're really uncomfortable because the air conditioner doesn't work, and we like, you know, it's a very, very small kitchen. So we really want our dishwasher back, but then the dryer was like, you know, really broken, and they were like, we'll fix that immediately, because if we don't fix it, then we like, because there's no alternative, because we don't actually have a clothesline, and the only way we have to, like, the only way they've provided us to dry our clothes is with a dryer. Legally, if they don't provide the dryer, they have to subsidize the rent, so they fixed that one pretty fast after it went. We complained so long about other things, and the dryer got fixed first. Because otherwise, it's the whole, like, oh, otherwise you get a discount on rent, and they were like, not doing that. Not touching that, so... the two go maybe earn. Maybe one day, someday. Unlikely. I don't know, man, the price of everything. The other reason why I almost didn't stream is I'm going to admit, the state of everything at the moment has made me rather mentally stinky. And, dude, you know what? I almost would prefer that. Because that's the worst part, is the dishwasher breaks, and we're sitting there like, okay, well, look, we'll pay for it. We're not allowed to pay for it. We cannot. Even if we're willing, we are not allowed to buy a new dishwasher and put a different dishwasher in. They have to do it because it's their property. And if we so much as change, like, it's literally like, technically, even though we've got real estate that's that lax, it has its benefits at times, because obviously since they're that lax, they don't get anal about other things. But technically, when it comes to things like toilet seats or the shower heads, you're not allowed to touch the shower head. Because if you're changing the shower head and something happens and you crack a tile, you're now liable for that. So you're just not allowed to touch the shower head. And you have to get a licensed plumber to put a new shower head in if your shower head starts leaking. Which, obviously, they're going to do at a snail's pace. So we're kind of in that scenario of like, yeah, they suck in some ways, but they're also willing to turn a blind eye in others. Where it's like, well, we changed the shower head because that one sucked. But you're not going to get angry at us for that. And we won't complain out the ass because you've never cleaned the air conditioner. You've never had the air conditioner serviced. And we won't complain because you let us change the shower head. And you didn't get angry at us, so... But it's like, it's ridiculous to me. Like, even if it's not even like in the case of like, oh, well, we kept the original hardware and we'll put your leaky ass fucking shower head back. That's irrelevant. We can promise to give them back their leaky ass broken shit. But, it's like, it's still just a case of, I much prefer, I've heard a lot of places it's basically like, if it's in the same state as when you left, like if you arrive, you change things, as long as it's back and in the same state with no damage when you leave, that's fine. Because I'm always shocked whenever I see anything and it's like renter-friendly DIYs and it's like, oh, change the hardware. And it's like, do they know you're not allowed to do that? Do they know you're not allowed to touch the shit? Because if I'm not allowed to touch the shower head, what makes you think that I'm going to be allowed to touch the drawer handles? I'm not allowed to touch any of it because what if you break it? So you have to get someone licensed to come in to do it every time. It's like... And same with, I'm shocked at places like you paint. That's the one that builders me. Whenever I see renter-friendly, they're just like, yeah, this is you just paint it. And then you just, or like and then you paint back over it before you leave, right? Or you put, as long as it's back to the original color before you leave. And it's like, what do you mean? Or like, that's crazy to me. That's insane to me. But yeah, I hope that one day, but again, like I said, the reason why is because it's been mentally stinky. But I remember the movies I've been watching. I've been finding a comfort in older movies because I find that the best way to describe it is the way I describe water, right? Where water has like cold water tastes sharp and warm water tastes round, right? For me, there seems to be this era where we figured out how to do audio properly without a hissing in the background. And that audio is sharp, but older movies, it sounds round. Does that make sense? Same with the visuals. It's softer. It's all just softer and rounded and blurry to like cover all the mistakes, but it's like softer, except gun sounds. Those are like, I don't know. I feel like modern media gets too much shit for audio mixing. It has to be the speakers or something, because I've watched movies modern day and it's like, yeah, the voices are whisper quiet compared to other sounds. And then I watch older movies and it's like only gun sounds, no other sound. Explosions are still kind of quiet sometimes, but only the sounds that come from a gun. Because I ended up putting on, and these are in the background, so I was kind of dozing in and out of them. Not that this one that I'm about to mention matters, but I put on Blade Runner, the older one, not the Harrison Ford one. I think that's what it is. But I put that one on, and that movie is one of those movies where you're like, look, I'm not gonna, it looks great. It looks great. Have you considered writing a plot? Like, it's fantastic. Visually, mwah, I love the dystopian cyberpunk with give me dials, bro. I fucking over these touchscreens as fuck. I want to fucking talk to my I want to talk to my computer and be like, enhance, 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 and have it print out the blurriest fucking Polaroid you've ever seen in your life. It's beautiful and it's glorious and it's tactility at its greatest. Chef's kiss on that shit. If I have to live in a dystopian hellhole, I'd rather live in that one than this one. You know, it's neither's great, but it is what it is. But if you consider the plot, like just conceptually, right? Like I know that it is there, but it's like someone drove past the plot making plant, and well, they were making the movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, it's like someone drove past strawberries. It's like that, but with plot. Beautiful visuals. The monologues are a choice. It felt like one of those moments where it's like, hey, you know how I told you the plot, like the point of the movie? What if I monologued it for you? Like, I think you get the point, but I don't think you get the point. So I'm gonna say the point again, just in case you didn't get the point. You know, even though the point is there's only like very little point to get from the point, but I think you need me to tell you verbally what the point is, because otherwise you're gonna miss it. And it's like, okay, well, just I'm a listen with my eyes. Okay, this is a movie where you listen with your eyes and that's it. You eat with your eyeballs and the rest of the senses. Beautiful. I liked it for that reason. I liked Westworld. What I remember of it. In between it. Same with I was relaxed with the plot. Someone said they were like narrative funnels. I looked at them the same way again. It's like, but it's like they're not. But I don't think that they don't have a warranted existence. Again, I love the vibe of Blade Runner. I can't get that enough. Like, if you had made me pick between Cyberpunk's vibe and Blade Runner's vibe, despite being very similar, I would much rather Blade Runner because I could actually navigate that one. Because why the fuck did we get rid of dials? I'm just saying, man, I want my physical tactility back. I'm over touchscreens. I know they're good. I want buttons. I want buttons and I want dials. I don't want touchscreens. They just don't. I don't like it. I like like touchscreens. I hate touchscreens. I like dials. But no, I get, and it's just. But no, I think it's because the older audios, like I said, they're rounder, and I was going through the shows that I used to watch with my mom, and I didn't realize how old they were. But I was like, oh, I remember watching this show with her, and I remember watching Miss Marple. And when I looked it up, and I was like, no, not that one. Turns out I remember watching, like, the original Miss Marple. Black and white. Like, I remember it was in black and white. And it was the one in particular where I was like, oh, black and white's not bad.
Doog. I've missed your streams. Are you talking about the narration of Blade Runner?
Yeah.
I do prefer the final cut, just because I could not stand the narration of Harrison Ford. Actually, neither could he. Everyone
that makes me feel better.
Do that. It was silly. Blade Runner, like a leaf in
man's gonna go on a fucking
the original
big narrative,
was much like a pebble in one's shoe, causing discomfort to those involved. It's true, sometimes less is more. The final cut allowed the story to breathe and the visuals to speak their own language. As you enjoy the stream, remember, sometimes a path is best traveled without unnecessary words.
Nah, I'm gonna say unnecessary words. I'm not Harrison Ford. People will cope. No, touchscreens in cars I hate the most. I feel like it's such a like, I don't understand, man. I don't understand this whole like, no, don't go on your phone. You can't be on your phone. It's too distracting. Don't be on your phone. If you have a passenger on their phone, you might fucking die. By the way, we put an iPad in your car. You can touch that one all you want. Like, because, you know, that one, and you can't feel the buttons to know where the like next button is. Like, you'd be able, you didn't have to look. You could just like, even as a passenger, you didn't have to look. You could just be like, oh, I don't like this radio station. And you could feel, and you could you could feel the buttons to know which one to press, right? Or like, you'd know like, oh, I'm gonna, you wouldn't have to look at it to know to turn it up because all the buttons, they're there. And you can feel it. You can be like, oh, third button. Like, I don't understand why it's just like, yeah, we put an iPad. And it's like, you know what doesn't freeze? Buttons. Buttons don't freeze either. I feel like sometimes, not always, but I know that it's probably not as big of a problem now, but whenever I was in like a car that was just kind of getting the touchscreens, it was like, do you want to like work? And it's like, hold up. I'm on my way to the main menu. Then you can swap from auxiliary to Bluetooth. Give me a minute. I'm loaded. And it's like, I could have pressed, a button doesn't do that to you. A button doesn't do that to you. I'm just gonna say a button, you press a button and you know what button it is because you remember where the button is. Territories and cars are dangerous. They should get the fuck rid of, like, just get rid of them. I don't see the point. Like, what is wrong with a button? And then the thing is, right, a touchscreen. I think that I just, I don't know about you guys, but I've been in enough cars where it's like, oh, that button's a little dodgy. You'll have to like, you know, fiddle with it. But it'll work, right? Every other button works. But then I feel like if anything goes wrong, right? And I don't have a car with a touchscreen in it, so maybe they're really, really ultra fantastic and they never have issues, but that's not what I've seen. But it's like, if it's anything like any other piece of tech I've had with a touchscreen, even a modern phone sometimes has a freeze moment where it's just like, oh wait, give me a moment. Or like, something happens and it breaks, right? Maybe you just got a bad one, right? A bad button, it's like, I just have to press a little harder. Or I just use a different button. Maybe you can't press the left button, but you can press the right button until you cycle through, right? You can still make do, but I feel like if a touchscreen breaks, what do you want to fucking do? Like, the touchscreen's gone, that's all of it gone. Like, what's wrong with, like, I don't know, again, I love the... I love the idea, again, of it being like, oh yeah, we're in the future. We can make weapon people. Haven't figured out how to make a small TV though. We still got CRTs. And it's like, that's beautiful. Bring that back. Bring back big fat, like, TVs. Bring it back. I like my TVs how I like my women. Thick as fuck. I don't know. I'd rather that than all the, like, holographic shit. At least aesthetic-wise. I prefer that look of, like, all those, like... And, like, whenever it was, like, futuristic, it'd have, like, like, a lot of CRT monitors stacked on each other. I'd rather that than, like, oh, yeah, I've got, like, you know, Tony Stark's, like, so many holographic screens. It's like, if you ask me which one looks cooler, this is subjective, not objective, but I would pick somebody with 500 CRT monitors stacked on each other. That would be my pick, but I know that I would just, like... Well, did you see the first Kirby, like, that's my programmer, have to swerve, go into that lake? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't trust... Everything makes mistakes, right? But I feel like... And not that they can't, but I trust people to be more autocorrective. Does that make sense? Like, people realize they made a mistake, and unless they're an asshole, most of the times they'll be like, oh, I made a mistake, let me fix that. Every instance I've seen with AI is basically being like, you have to tell it made a mistake before it's like, oh, you're right, I made a mistake, let me fix that. But it also has to suck your dick a little in that as well. It's like, oh, you're right. I nearly choked on my throat lozenge. Holy shit, don't do that. Do not suck a hypothetical penis with a lozenge in your mouth. That is a near-death experience. A robot wouldn't have that problem though, so I guess robot would be better at dick sucking. There you go. There's that. No, it would be like, oh yeah, I was incorrect. Thank you for pointing that out. You're so smart, tech bro. Yeah, you're the smartest person ever for pointing out that I was incorrect. I'll fix that up for you. Because you're so smart to point out that I'm incorrect. And it's like, I feel like people, like, you notice midway through something, you're like, oh shit, I made an oopsie. Let me fix that. Like, I know that if it continues and it keeps getting better as they say it will, then eventually it'll be able to be like, oh, whoops. I made a mistake, let me fix that, without you even needing to interact with it and say like, hey, there's a mistake, right? I just feel like, and also that one, like the other thing is like the scenario where it was like the cars that kept trying to like I think it was like the parking lot with all the auto taxis where there was like the error and they all just like beeped horns at each other like wildly. Like, I feel like if that was all people, like, right, if that's all just taxi drivers, way earlier would one of them gotten out and be like, guys, we're not achieving anything. We need to stop. Right? Like, I feel like that's where people are best, is going like midway through making the mistake and auto-correcting. Right? I don't trust AI to do that. I don't trust AI to be like, oh shit, you're right. I am swerving onto oncoming traffic without me telling it it's swerving onto oncoming traffic. I'm sure if I was like, hey, you're swerving into oncoming traffic, it would be like, oh, you're right. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I've already fucking crashed by this point while it was computing the dick sucking pre-bit. But like, you know, I feel like when it makes a mistake, it feels like people are more likely to like, even if someone's drifting off behind the wheel and going like, they'll jolt back up, right? I would much rather trust somebody to somebody who shouldn't be behind the wheel to correct themselves than an AI to correct itself. Would it make that error in the first place? God knows. But it's like that whole, if it made an error, I want to know that you could fix it. Point out the average is actually 3. Dude, I still think it's so funny that they made the new version of ChatGPT and they were like, they technically fixed the problem, right? The problem was that, to a degree, people were getting attached to it and getting like mentally like, oh, this robot is actually my fucking wife and it loves me, right? And it was like, and then they kind of fixed it by being like, okay, well, it won't suck your dick anymore. It'll just give you the answer. You know, it's like, it'll just be like, you'd be like, oh, how was your day? And the robot will be like, I am an AI. I don't have a day. I hope yours was good. And everyone lost their fucking mind because they were like, oh my god, my fucking boyfriend is dead. They killed him. They killed Chad Chaddington. Oh my god. How am I gonna have a vampire boyfriend roleplay now? And it's like, so they had to roll it back and be like, okay, well, you can have access to the old one. And they were like, yay! It's like, oh, damn. Futurama celebrity robot time. Like, it's just insane. And then it's the other thing, right? Where it makes me sad because even if I was the biggest tech bro dick sucker of them all, right? And I was like, AI, I want it to take my job. I don't have a job, so it can take it. It can take my job before I even know what my job would be, right? That's how big of a dick sucker of AI I could be like that. But there is no forgiving the fact that the RAM prices and then the GPU scenario and everything is just like, I'm a PC gamer first. And I wanted to upgrade my computer at some point. I am now I cannot imagine a future where I upgrade my computer ever. Like that's where I was getting to. My brain is just like crashing and spiraling. And cause that's my like everything at the moment. Right? And so I was like, oh, I want to upgrade my computer for the purpose of making a stream PC so that I can try and have a better stream than off of my laptop and everything, right? And that was one of those things where it was, I know it's really stupid, right? But I feel like if anything keeps you going through the day, no matter how quote unquote stupid it is, if something keeps you going, let it, right? If you know, if you're sad and the only thing keeping you going is I'm so excited for that next game release, I feel like it's counterproductive to then beat yourself down to be like, oh, why am I still going only for a game release? Because then you start just to remove the last thing left. And so in my stupid monkey brain, that's what streaming speed is. It's like, obviously putting numbers isn't good. Like, oh, I'm just going because what if I hit that 1 million someday? But it's like, no, what if I want to keep chasing goals and I want to keep trying to make things better, teaching myself things and getting better at everything so that even if there's only ever one person in stream, I'm giving them the best that I could give, right? And so that was my little goal, was I want to upgrade my computer and I want to make a stream PC so that I can finally start working on making the whole mascot scenario and making my stream more complicated, because at the moment I already, like, again, my computer already, my laptop already tries to have a hissy fit and so it's like, so I can make my stream look better and run nicer, I want to upgrade. And now it's like, well, that's feeling more and more like an impossibility. $5 a day on coffee, you should have a house deposit within 10 years. Dude, it's so funny as well, because I get it, right? And to a degree, like $5 a day on coffee, yeah, you can make the argument of, but like, I feel like at the same time, right? If it's financially at that point, and I'm not saying just blow it because you can, but if that $5 coffee is what gets you through the day, if that little pick-me-up, if everything sucks, but you have that $5 coffee, and it's all you have, then that's someone saying you should be miserable for the next 10 years and have no joy. If that $5 coffee is the only thing you get to spend on yourself, right? Theoretically, if you are so full of bills, but you allow yourself the luxury of a $5 coffee a day, if you allow yourself that luxury, and like I said, there's the argument to be made of only every other day and everything, maybe every other day, and now it's 20 years, but you know, but it's that whole thing of it's like what point is there saving for 10 years if I'm going to be so miserable I won't be here in 10 years? You know what I mean? Like, not, but you know what I mean? Like, it's yeah. Save up for mortgage funds to have a shit landlord speaking for existence. Every time I try and save, something goes wrong. And it's like, look, it's one of those things where I say these, maybe as a copium, maybe it's just like, oh, I really am that bad with money, but it's like, I know I spend more on bidja games and little treats than I should, but, like, it's one of those things of, like, if I don't have a reason to get out of... If that video game is the only reason I have to get out of bed, then, like... The alternative is that I don't get out of the fucking bed. It sounds dramatic, but sometimes that's kind of... Yeah, where it's at. Which is the other reason why I was avoiding streaming. Like I said, I've been feeling really, really unwell, and then I've also been feeling unwell mentally, and I didn't want to come out here and be like, guys, guess what? I'm depressed again. But, you know what? On a positive note, trying to drag myself out of it, I think I've started to finalize an idea for a I don't know what this is, 3.0, 2.0, 5.0? Fuck me, man, I don't know what model version. But I've actually started to draft it up properly. I have like a little draft with like, you know, what a theoretical for like how the outfit looks, and then I did that thing where I drew it, and I was like, man, I love this. And then I looked at it, and I don't know if anybody else gets this. And then I was like, oh, but this one element kind of reminds me of this one other element of like, it's so funny. I've kind of like cucked myself out of it. I did this, and when I did it, I just did it off the base of my head, right? I just drew from, like, I was really proud of it. I was like, oh, look, I think I'm happy with how it looks. I think it meets the vibe that I want. It doesn't change it too much. And then I looked at it again, and then I started looking at other VTuber stuff, and I'm like, oh, wait, is this too similar? Is this one sock going to be like, are people going to say that I copied because the shape of the sock outline is too similar to this other sock line that's also worn by this other VTuber, and now people are going to say that I'm copying? And it's like, I didn't have that in mind at the time. And then doing like, being like you thinking of something else, right? And then like doing like with that in mind, drawing it and being like, yeah, I think I'm happy with this. And then I go with the internet, and it's like, oh, is that too similar to somebody else? Even though it's not, but like, I feel like even though I haven't really been on Twitter, I still sometimes fall into that mindset of like, because Twitter was kind of out at that for a while. There was like a time period where, God forbid, you have a whale as your theme, and God forbid you have like, you know, pink hair and be a cat. Because then you're copying immediately, regardless of everything else you change. And so I think I'm still stuck in that mindset phase. Remember the number, just call it every word. It just sucks because it's like, again, I don't remember. Because do I call all the drafts? Like, your review shot, might as well quit. That's what I meant. That was basically, that's kind of like how it was. If you're, God forbid, you wear anything even remotely similar. Oh, you have like a flower on the left side of your hair, that's copying directly. It's a different flower in a different position and a different color of hair and a different hairstyle. Yeah, but I also have a flower on the left side, so that's plagiarism. And it's like, God fucking damn it. I was thinking of like, again, for the specific things I'm thinking of, I wasn't even thinking of, to be fair, I should be safe because it's not even different. Because, it's basically, there's, like, again, as I said, it's like the outline of the sock, but it's like, I use the same outline already and no one's pointed out and be like, oh my God, it looks like you're trying to copy a certain somebody. And it's like, not at all. Like, I wanted something that wasn't a straight line, and I went with that shape because I put it fucking, if I showed like I would have like vitalized the little sketch a little bit more, maybe show it off on my birthday and have it be like yeah, this will be hopefully by this time next year, I will look like this kind of vibe. But I want to go into it next year with my everything, because this year I was not bad year, good for me. Not bad, good year for me. If my English is anything to say, it was a bad year for me this year. Also, welcome in, Daniel. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. But last year I went into this year with little expectations. This year I want to go into next year with big expectations. I want to do stuff. I want to actually try my hardest. I don't want to stream 1 day a week. No interest here, but the new Avatar film is 3 hours plus, no restroom breaks. That is crazy to me because I get nervous pees. And so someone just saying to me like, hey, did you know you can't go pee for the next 3 hours? I'll go pee 5 times before the movie starts, and I'll still get the feeling like I need to pee the whole time, because I'll be thinking the whole time that it's like, if I need to pee, I'm gonna miss something. If I need to pee, I'm gonna miss something. That version is someone who was screw sus message, right? But it's like, dude, there's so many. I have only watched the first one. Maybe I need to rewatch them. I wanted to watch the Lord of the Rings extended edition. Don't worry, I don't need to pee now. I've gotten more comfortable with that. I used to hold it. I used to hold it because I don't know. I had a lot of mentalities that were not very healthy. But I feel like now, despite being in a down mental space, I feel like I'm starting to realize the things that are good for me. Even if I worry that they're not what will make everyone happy, I think that they'll be good for me. First Avatar was kind of sicko, the second one was similar. Is the first one that has the meme scene in it? Because if so, then it's goated because it's given me so much potential for laughs. Right? Whereas like the is just like falling out of the fucking, I think it's like not a helicopter, they're like futuristic skycrafts. I think it's a helicopter. Look, a helicopter's a futuristic skycraft if you go back go back in time. Go show a dinosaur a helicopter, they're gonna call it a futuristic skycraft. Yeah, VTOL thingy! Futuristic skycraft. Works all the same. And something everyone starts losing at the same time really bugged me. I don't know, there's so much where it just feels like, dude, I watched, in the past movies I've watched, the movie I didn't think to be one of the best movies that I watched out of, like, the past movies that I've watched, right? Because Blade Runner was okay, but it was okay, right? Again, I feel, I did watch the version with the narration, which they needed to get rid of. That, good choice on that. Visually beautiful, but I could, you know. And then I watched Westworld, which I thought was cool. But the movie that I watched that I was like, man, this is kind of impressive. In the fact of how it achieved what it set out to achieve. At times it's still goofy like the others, but that's the way that I'm like, man, they actually like was host. Because I watched Unfriended, and at the time I was like, I remember thinking that it's like, look, it could have been better. And that was what I walked away with, was like, you know, they could have used it, they could have done better, right? I feel like there's a lot that you can do with digital horror. I feel like there's a lot of potential if you want to use the medium well. And I don't think, I just walked away feeling like it could have been better. That's all I remember. I don't remember much. I remember just thinking this could have been better. And then Host, obviously similar things of like, every movie has something that could have been better. But I remember just sitting there like, dude, I feel like in that 1 hour long movie, basically. Oh, also, I watched Good Boy. I liked Good Boy. It's one of, it's one of those things of, it's like, look, I don't really care about him, but the dog does, so now I do. And it sucks. Because he's a good boy. He really is a good boy. That dog best actor. That dog deserves all the awards. Give that boy an Academy Award right fucking now. That boy. There's so much emotion in those eyes. There's so much emotion conveyed through that good boy's eyes. Older kid show. I haven't watched too many older kid shows, but I was remembering the shows that I was watching. One of them was like Little House on the Prairie, I think it was, and then another one was Lost Toys. And I remember not much about Lost Toys. I just remember it annoyed me because it was like another one of those like sibling really liked it, and so it's like I don't really want to watch it, but we go, dude. It has occurred to me that nothing gets me more angry and heated than In the Night Garden, because that is like a red flag at a ball. You know what I mean? Because sibling going through a phase, right? Only thing that calmed them down. Absolutely obsessed. Plushies of it, DVDs of it, everything of it, right? So much In the Night Garden shit. We shared a bedroom, so every night as I want to fall asleep, do you know what I fucking hear? Eagle Piggle. And the Binky Bonk fucking shit and all the fucking, and I just want, and I just, And then my sister, because obsessed with it, started to talk like that, right? Started to add that, like, iggly wiggly onto all of the words, right? So, akin to, like, you know, eggy weggy kind of vibe, right? Like, you pick a word and just add, like, eggy weggy, you know, toasty woasty. Not exactly that, but would just do that with everything. And then, I don't know, it pissed me off, and I would just be like, hey, can you just say the word? And then I would get in trouble because I'm being mean. But that fucking ingrained in my brain. And I can't, every time I think about it, I see red, because I remember wanting to watch nothing. I just wanted to watch anything else, but it couldn't be anything but that. It was insane. To the point where, like, I remember there was one time, and we're like, she's a kid, so I've forgiven her somewhat, but I was begging. I was like, please, just put anything else on the TV. So she picked a different movie. And I was like, you know what? I also didn't want to watch this, but it's not fucking In the Night Garden. And then she pissed off because she didn't even want to watch it. So I was like, hey, Mom, if she's going to go play outside, can I just put what I want to watch on? And Mom was like, no, she picked the movie. Just leave it. You'll know she'll get upset. And I was like, okay, well, and so I just laid down, and I was laying, you know, like little kids do, where you like on the TV with your like head in your hands and everything like that. And I was just watching the movie. And then she walks in and she kicks me in the fucking jaw because In the Night Garden's not on. And so that's now what I think of when I'm in the Night Garden, as I'm just like, this little fucking kick me in the fucking jaw. I fucking bit my tongue so bad. Because In the Night Garden. Anyway, so yeah, if I say Iggle Piggle, it's on site, dude. If I see, God forbid, I ever see big rip to whatever poor bastard has to work in the fucking Iggle Piggle mascot suit if they're around me. Because I will leap at them a la Foxy style from halfway across the lot. I will sprint at them. And I don't sprint, so it'll be a very slow sprint. They will see me waddling at them at a very moderately slow pace before I launch at them with rabid aggressiveness in my eyes. Because, God damn it, I just want to watch something that is Iggle Piggle. So anyway, In the Night Garden gets me very heated very fast. Other than that, there's nothing actually wrong with the show. I think it's a fine kids show, but it was just like... I started music for some reason. I was always a music kid. I remember that I started learning clarinet from the moment I could start learning an instrument. I can't remember what age, but I started learning clarinet because I didn't know what it was. And I was like, ah, fuck it. I'll just circle it because then I learn what it is. So then I learned clarinet for like... I don't even know how many years to it. I don't even want to count because I can't even play one note on it now. But I still have it. I still have a clarinet in my cupboard somewhere. I also have a violin and a viola and a piano. I love music, but I just get too scared, especially since, like, anytime that I'd be able to practice, I feel like if I practice during the day, what if someone hears me? Obviously, I can't practice at night, because what if I wake somebody up in my apartment building? So I have to practice during the day at some point, and so it would have to be a day when, you know, my partner isn't home, because God forbid, I don't want to play... because I haven't played in, like, fucking years, dude. It would have been, like, you know, almost a decade since I've played. So it's gonna sound like, you know, it's gonna sound bad. I don't wish upon anybody play it now. I don't even know if it's in actually, I think my clarinet would be moldy as fuck. I haven't taken it out to, like, moist the corks up. It would need to be recorked. I remember last time, I think it cost, like, $80. Every now and then I do grab my violin and viola just to make sure that at no point while I've bumped them that I've loosened the... I don't really remember the name for it, but the little piece of wood in it. I have the viola, it'll be horribly out of tune. Because it's like, they sit next to my desk. Yeah. And it's like, it exists. But it's like, I don't have. Hello, Stratified Child again, remember me? It rings a bell, but I also haven't streamed in like 2 weeks. So I'm apologize. Name rings a bell, but I wouldn't be able to confidently be like, oh yeah, you're definitely that guy. But yeah, I'd have to like, I don't know, I don't think I want to play clarinet again to the point where I'd be like willing to pay, like, to get it recorked. But I want to learn to play viola again. I don't even remember if that's the right spots. I only had 2 bits of tape and I just had to remember that the line on this one and the line on that one and then the bit of tape around there on that one. That's okay. I did disappear for a while. I haven't been streaming for the past couple of weeks because maybe mold, maybe a cold. Who knows? Who knows? But I should be back again this week, hopefully. I'm praying. I'm gonna, you know, tomorrow we're gonna try and clean out the air conditioner. So hopefully no more mold in my drinks now that there was literally mold on my drink can. So I know for a fact now that it is actively still spitting it and that it is in my drinks. We're just gonna call that flavoring though. A little bit of... Look, it's gotta be like, it's a culture, right? It's culture. It's like the, when you have like a probiotic. It's kind of funny because I think it's what I'm thinking of is Calpis water. I like Calpis water, but I don't like, what are they called? Yakults. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just gonna be a fun little guy, like in relevant food. I've eaten moldy sandwiches before. So that's what I mean, is it's like, it should be fine. It's just that it's like, my air conditioner is right above. Like, literally, I can look up and I see it. Like, it's right above me and it's actively spitting mold out of it. And that's all. It's just like that thing of like, should I be inhaling that? Should I actively be sitting underneath the air conditioner spitting mold? That's mainly the thing, right? That my brain goes to. But I do try to avoid eating mold. I've only really even eaten mold in sandwiches because I thought I checked the bread well enough, and it turns out I didn't. And then I usually stop eating it once I realize I'm not dead yet. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, AC on right now. Of course it is. It's a heat wave. That's like hot as balls. It's very warm at the moment. It's meant to hit, it's like in the 30 degrees kind of vibe, right? Which I guess for some people they're gonna be like, oh, that's not even that hot. But it's like, I start melting. And I can't open windows. It's also very funny, because my partner got, his brother's older computer. Because the brother upgraded his computer stuff and gave us the old computer parts. And he was going to set it up as like a server kind of vibe. And it was like, you know what, for the fuck around of it, I'm going to install Linux on it. And it was so funny listening to him try to get anything to work. Because it's like, oh, does this just work? Nope, can't do that. And it's like... From Windows being like .exe open it. Hell yeah! Happy dancing. That's gonna be me after the mold fight. When the mold hits your lungs. I also don't know, the other reason why is like, technically I'm sensitive to that in the sense of, like, I get hay fevery, and I tend to I don't have asthma, but it runs in the family, and I tend to have similar triggers in the sense of, like, I tend to be sensitive to things like perfumes and things. Next to the mold air conditioner, well, I don't really have a choice right now. Tomorrow, that's the plan, is to try and move my desk around. The apartment's very small. It's only one room and a bedroom. So it's like, we're going to try and move my desk over so that we can access the air conditioner and then try and clean at least a bit of the mold out of it, and then I won't be right under it, so that hopefully it won't affect me as much. And then we were going to put the air filter we have, like, right where the air conditioner blows, so that hopefully the air from the air conditioner hits the air filter, gets filtered, and then gets, like, shot back out and at us. Hopefully, is the goal. But, yeah. Because that's what we were looking it up, and it's like I said, some people were just basically like, nah, I live in mold, there's no problem. And then some people were like, nah, it gives me flu-like symptoms. And I've been, like, so headachy and tired and sore. And my throat has been so sore. And just, like, I feel like I've got a flu and I'm, like, sore all the time. That's all good. Really sensitive to dust and other stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have it, so I don't need the inhaler or anything like that. But I found that I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, there's nothing medically, but anecdotally, I tend to have similar triggers. So things like pollen and dust and deodorants and perfumes and everything like that tend to make my throat feel really irritated. Just not close. But, like, I get really irritated more so than the person next to me, usually. I used to get told that I was overreacting because I don't actually have... And it's just, like... I think it's just mean. Black mold, it was horrible. How do you know what mold it is? Like, I can take a photo of it? Like I said, there's flakes of it on my desk, so I like, when I pick it up, it's like powdery. How do I know? Hopefully it's not mold. Again, I'm hoping that it isn't mold, and that it's actually, well, because that's what I mean, is these are little, the flakes are black. The flakes that are coming out, but then also it could be foam. Maybe there's a bit of foam in the air conditioner that's really degraded and, like, flying out all the time. Which also isn't good, because if I was inhaling little, like, you know, particles of foam, that's why they tell you to wear a mask, because that also irritates the fuck out of your lungs. And so that could be why I feel like shit, is if it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter if I'm inhaling anything that's flying out of my air conditioner. Even if it's just dust. Like, if I'm inhaling anything flying out of my air conditioner at me, it's probably not good. Like, it could be. Maybe I'm gonna get superpowers. Maybe I just need to sit, maybe I just need to sit there and I need to, like, open my mouth and just be like, and, like, breathe like a pug under the air conditioner. Just in between my struggling, because even as I'm just sitting here, my nose is getting runnier and runnier. Because I've always noticed that when I sit at my desk, I get blocked noses. And I get really mucky. It's why I just use... If I'm going to be at my computer, I usually just take a Telfast. To try and, like, combat it. Because I usually get a runny nose. It's also why, like, the longer and longer I stream, the more I tend to talk more nasally. Because, like, even now, my nose is really blocked. And so sometimes I'll notice that it, like, comes through as me having a blocked as fuck nose. And it's just like, that's just what happens when I sit at my computer. I don't know why, but I just kind of accepted it as a thing. To be fair, I'm not the best. I've been told by my friends that I'm what you would label a concern. In the sense of, when the room that we currently use for the bedroom, it's The reason why it's only used as the bedroom now and why I don't have my computer in there and we use it as a streaming room so that I can like sit in there and like not disturb, and I can stream during like, you know, times when Jesse's home and not disturb him and things like that, is because in summer it got hot enough in that room because I would close the door and leave the computer on, and it would heat the room up really much. And it like plastic melted. I was just sitting there and I would come out and I'd be like, man, I got a headache, and I'd be like drenched in sweat. I'd be like dripping sweat, and I'd be like, man, I'm so dizzy and I got a headache because I hate water. That didn't change. So I was probably dehydrated as fuck. And then Jesse came in and he's just like, dude, this is melted. It is so hot in here. Plastic is melting actively. You cannot sit in here in this enclosed room and not drink water. Like, you just can't do that. And I was like, well, that sucks. But I didn't get a choice on that one. I got an intervention. He told my friend, and my friend was like, if you, like, you're moving your computer out of there. Like, you're not putting your computer in. You cannot do that. You will actually fucking die, dude. You will actually dehydrate and die. And so now my computer is not in the room, and that's where the bed is. Because without the computer in there causing heat, it doesn't get that hot. But it's just that I would close the door with the computer and it would turn into a sauna. And that's bad. I cannot imagine that. I would be crying because I would have an emotional breakdown. Cold air conditioner blows on you. Like, I don't know. Is that true? I don't know how much if you go out in cold weather, you'll catch a cold is. I don't know how true that is. Because, again, my desk is literally under the air conditioner directly. And the air conditioner is basically on 24/7 during the summer. But the other thing is, right, is I got sick. I never understood it. Because I've often felt a little bit topsy-turvy, right? Because they tell you it's the winter blues, right? They tell you, but it's like, I always feel like I'm sadder in summer. And that I'm more, I see less sunlight and I do less and I'm more miserable and I get more sick when it's summer. But maybe that's just because, different climates, maybe because there's days where I sit there and it's just warm. And it's it's the kind of day where it's I could imagine going out and sitting somewhere, right? It's not heavily pleasant because it's a little bit humid, but it's not unpleasant. Especially if there's a breeze, it's just a nice, what I would call summer day. But that was a cold summer day. It is one of those things of the cold summer day. It's if that was the hottest summer got, I can see why people like summer. It's hot enough that I can go swimming. And it's hot enough that if I sit and out, I will start sweating. But it's not so hot that I start feeling nauseous. But most summer days, I feel like shit because it's so hot that I don't want to eat, I don't want to move, I don't want to exist. Breathing is hot. Everything's hot as fuck. And so I'm more sad because everything I want to do is too hot to do it. Just sitting by my computer feels like, oh my god, but my computer's going to make heat. I'd rather just sit on the couch with the fan pointed directly out at me, just just existing. Yeah, plastic melted. And then that was the final straw because I was like, no, but I like having my streamer room. And then that was the final straw. And then I don't have a streamer room. Now it's the bedroom. So now my stream, and then I'll be next to the kitchen. That's the only other thing that worries me about moving my desk over, is it'll be to a degree somewhat easier to do VR because I'll have more room. Technically and theoretically, I'd have more room to do VR. But on the other hand, I'm really, really close to the kitchen. So if I stream, Jesse's home and he goes to grab anything from the kitchen, you'd hear every fucking noise. Even though I'm relatively close now, I'd be pretty fucking close. Considerably closer. But it's what's gonna have to happen, you know? I'll just have to... And that's the other thing, is I can't even, at the moment, I don't have any sound cancellation on. I'm always worried that my mic's picking up everything around me because I can't put sound cancellation because it fries the CPU on the laptop, but I can't upgrade the laptop because if I try and upgrade the laptop, I'm gonna have to spend $500,000 on like one stick of RAM. Tell where you fought. You're welcome. People pay for that. People pay for that. People would pay for that. You're lucky I don't charge. You're lucky I don't Howdy, Dr. Eggman Revoknik! Welcome in! Greetings! I hope you're doing well. I'll probably head out soon. I've been streaming for more than I hoped. Cause I took Panadol and a throat lozenge. But I could definitely feel that, as I said when I first started streaming, like my throat feels like razors. And the Panadol and the throat lozenge helped a bit for a bit, but it's definitely like, oh, there's only so much a buttermenthol can do. It makes me sad because I reckon if I don't get better soon, I'm gonna miss. Like I said, I wanted to set up VR and I wanted to do VR chat Christmas karaoke again this year. I wanted to try and do VR chat karaoke, but I think if I don't... Also, I just realized this is no longer copyright-free music. It's fine, it's only YouTube that'll be the problem, but it's still just like, what? Why did you betray me? YouTube Music. Why did you do that to me? You're not meant to do that. You're meant to only play the... I must have bumped it at some point. So that it didn't repeat only in the playlist and it just started playing my actual music. Oh no. It should be fine because it shouldn't stay through on the Twitch side. It might just be... YouTube might just be like, hey, fuck you, asshole, and like restrict me everywhere globally. It's okay. It's just a little stream. Just proof of life. But yeah, I'll still try. If I feel better, I'll try and do a karaoke stream before Christmas. Or on Christmas. I don't think I have plans for Christmas. So, it should be alright. My plans are to sit on couch, melt in heat. And that's about it. It's one of those times where I have to see. I don't know if my family's planning anything or if they're doing anything, but I'll have to see. But if nothing's on, maybe I'll try and stream on the Christmas day. But then there comes my birthday, and I hope for my birthday. I haven't thought of it. I'll have to think of it. I wanted to do something similar to last year, where I did the stream. I streamed every day before my birthday. I wanted to try and do that, but I don't know what I would do because this year's even less planned. This shit, bad year. Just this bad, stinky, no good year for me. I'm just hoping next year will be much better. And I'll get you glasses finally, cause I decided that for Christmas I wanted to actually make sure I got presents instead of glasses. I should have gotten glasses and I could have gotten glasses, but I wanted to get presents instead. Howdy, Mr. Brachiosaurus! Hi! Yeah! Just a quick little stream. Proof of life. Just living. I'm filled with mold, apparently. I think that's probably what the problem is. I was trying to quickly do something and everything was breaking on me. God damn it. But I probably will head out soon so that I can go and sit on the couch and die in my mold-infested air conditioning. Just mold away, melt away in all of the mold. I was trying to see if there's anyone I can raid out to. I also want to, like, I'm so worried. And I know I shouldn't be, because version umpteenth.0 that I have in mind and somewhat drafted up is very similar to this, and you guys will say that you like this so far. So I feel like that's something. No one's there and be like, yucky, so yucky. And so it's not like I'm changing too much. It's not a complete rebrand. It's more, I'm really happy because I feel like I've actually got somewhat of a design that I'm happy with towards like the like mascot and things with that, and I'm gonna contact I don't know, I have a really cute idea that I think that I can incorporate friends with, and I love that. I love when, you know, when somebody has like a model or even a background or like anything like that, and they have like, you know, they have aspects from their friends and all that and everything, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's really, really cute. And so I need to contact my friends and I need to ask like, hey, if I asked you to do this for me, could you do that? Cause I have an idea. And I'm really happy. But then I hope I don't go shoot myself in the foot and then be like, but what if it's too similar to something somebody else has done? But hopefully by my birthday I'll have more of a finalized idea. And then if it's really that, like, you know, bad of a problem, somebody will point it out to me. Somebody will be like, hey, plagiarism. But I don't think so. Again, I had something else completely in mind. Today was red. Really blue. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out so that I can go and rest up, and I will be back on Monday, hopefully. We're hoping for Monday, and I'm hoping that it'll be all good. Thank you, Discarded Child, no matter where you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for dropping in, Sig, as well. Thank you. Thank you for dropping in, everyone. I do apologize that I've been gone for so long again. Like I said, this year's just been a bad year. Ugh, there's mold all over me. But yeah, I will hopefully be back. I will try my best not to disappear again. I do apologize that I've disappeared. I am going into the new year already. I'm thinking about doing better next year. I know this year was very stinky, but I'm already working towards making next year better. And that's what I think is great. That next year, I'm already drafting, I'm already working towards, it's already like in the plans, right? For next year. We're starting now on next year. I've got plans for, I feel like I finally will be able to work on emotes because I finally feel like I've started working out what I want to do with my model. And because that was why I put the emotes on hold, because I did want to draw like 20 new emotes and then change my model design. So I feel like I can finally work it together and everything. And so hopefully it'll be all good. But if I don't, I hope that, see you before that. If I do end up dying on the couch a little too hard, I hope that you all have a fantastic holiday season. I hope that you all have a fantastic time leading up to Christmas and Christmas itself. Get those Boxing Day sales. Buy yourself a little tree. I got chocolate. There was like chocolate, and I was like, oh, I'll get myself some chocolate. Little gift from me. I got chocolate coins. They taste like shit, but chocolate coins are great. But yes, until next time, everybody, make sure that you will have a fantastic holiday, have a fantastic weekend, have a fantastic rest of your day and your evening. Make sure you take care of yourselves, eat yummy food, stay hydrated, don't eat mold, maybe. I don't know. Let me be the test subject on that one. I'll get back to you. I'll let you know if I get superpowers. But until then, maybe hold off on eating the mold. And until next time, for everybody, stay safe and bye!